Hey everybody, and happy week 3 of pandemic teaching. Today I'm going to give you a little intro into how I run my online class and what it looks like to teach online and in this weird remote setting. So every week I basically make my own slideshow that has information for my students so that I can start my calls and kind of have a screen for them to follow along. Every day we start with a song of the day. So that was Tuesday's song of the day. And students actually enter a little survey to put in requests, and then slowly we go through the requests. So as soon as I open the call, they're listening to music. We also have a little do now, kind of a get to know you so that students can express themselves a little bit on the start of the call. It gives a chance for any latecomers to kind of come in while this is happening and for me to be responding to the chat or take attendance in the background and kind of get them all started for the day. You know that's my system. When she speak, I listen. All right, good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. I see a few of you have messaged in the chat my question of the day. So today I asked you to type in the chat, who is the most influential person in your life so far? Volleyball coach taught me, even though I haven't been playing volleyball that much, I still have potential. A really important lesson. I used to play volleyball and was not very good. So I definitely needed somebody to push me in that direction. I also have a weekly schedule for them. So a lot of times you'll have students who can't make the Zoom call. So I have to have a backup opportunity for them to participate and earn all the credit. So I do a very structured week, and this happened to be, we didn't have school on Monday, but we always start with a discussion to kind of warm them up on a topic. We do some sort of notes where they watch interactive videos and take notes and upload the pictures of those. And then we do either an assignment or a lab to practice those skills. And then at the end of the week, we have a quiz. So just as a recap, this week on Monday, we did a discussion. That's D1.3 on Canvas. On Wednesday, we did our notes about the content with data analysis. That was C1.3. You should have uploaded photos or video of your notes. Yesterday, you guys had an assignment on book widgets. Please don't forget to do that if you didn't yet. And then today, you actually have 2 quizzes. One is a very short quiz, just like we always have our end of week quiz. And the other is end of unit, because we're wrapping up unit 1 today. I try to build in things like, how they're feeling, what their stress levels are, and give them opportunities to talk about their mental state or their emotional state, because it's really important right now to give them that space. One majorly strange thing that happens on these calls is that no one takes their video and turns it on, takes their camera and turns it on, and almost never do students unmute themselves. So it becomes this really weird space where it's like a teacher that's looking at themselves and a whole bunch of black boxes with little names on them. But one other strategy that I'm starting to include for next week, and I'll let you know how it goes, is having theme days where they turn their camera on and get to participate in some theme of the day that kind of builds a little bit of community and allows them to get to know each other without it being a really stressful situation. So the theme days, and these are subject to change, but basically they'll earn extra credit if they participate for each day that they do. The students were told that they'd have to keep their camera on for the whole call if they want to get the extra credit, and they would get points on their end of week quizzes. All right, happy Monochrome Monday. It is Pink Day. You guys chose that color of the day. I have an assortment of keychains on my head. I have my pink pen, my pink highlighter over here, and my little pink duck. So I'm ready to go. I see 2 cameras on. Do we have any other brave souls for today to earn some extra points right before that marking period ends?
No. Oh no. I'm gonna have to live with these hair ties.
Good morning, everybody. It's Wacky Wednesday. Whoop whoop. I also like to build in little check-ins. In Zoom, there's a cool feature, and right now it's just me in here, but there's options to interact with the group, and I'll ask my students questions and have them respond using this, which is kind of cool because you'll have a list of names and then whatever their status is. So I'll just check the yes button, and then next to my name, you can see the little green check. So it's a really easy way to assess your students and kind of find out who is where. I like to also offer them an opportunity to stay on calls to ask questions if they put the red X, which oftentimes they'll just type to you because they don't like to unmute themselves. And then if there are students that I need to check in with, I will send them a private chat message. So all of those are really helpful in terms of gauging student understanding and just student needs. You'll have calls where, you'll say something and kids don't want to unmute. A few of them will type in the chat. So I find that using this participant channel is actually really helpful to allow students who maybe are a bit more shy to interact. So if there are issues with students joining the calls, we basically have to create work for each day that's accessible both to the students that are on the call as well as the students who don't get to join the call. So it's created some unique problems, and teachers had really needed to be creative in their solutions to figure out, okay, what would be a realistic way that I can engage my students while I'm on the call with them, support the students who are in person, but also support the students who don't have access to the call or maybe missed it or had an appointment, just the same way that if they missed a day of school. So figuring out ways to do that has been quite a challenge. So this is the learning management system we're using. We're using Canvas. And basically I teach 2 different classes. I teach an introductory biology class called Living Environment, and then I also teach an AP computer science class. So we've basically had to create all of our own modules or lessons or content from scratch, more or less. So obviously I've taught for a number of years, and this is my 17th year teaching. So I have a lot of content, but in terms of being on a digital space, I don't really, I haven't put everything into a digital format. I think one of the best parts about teaching during the pandemic is just the ability to get really creative and innovative and look into things that maybe you never would have tried before. I know there are teachers who have traditionally been really avoiding technology and didn't really try to do new things that often, who are now just diving in and finding all these resources and really excited about teaching in a different way than they've been for 15 years. So it's been super cool to see that kind of evolution take place. It's also been really cool to engage students in what would make this learning experience better for you, and how can we do that? How can we create something that matches the needs that you have? I think students are frustrated as much as teachers in terms of learning all these new things and figuring out how to make an online class work and online, having class over a Zoom call. But at the same time, I feel like everybody's being pretty patient and just accepting that, we're all learning this together. We're all doing our best, and we're gonna get through it, and we're gonna do a great job. And at the end of this, we're gonna be so much better off because we're gonna have, both as students and teachers, this new skill set that we wouldn't have had the opportunity to build had we not been in this situation. So I think it's really an opportunity that we get to do this, and albeit not the best circumstances, but we're gonna try to make lemonade out of lemons, because that's what teachers